Everybody, welcome back to another episode of FSi DFS Fantasy Baseball Picks. I'm your host, Mike31. My lighting's a little weird today, so a little bit in the dark here. But as you can see, what we have up on the screen, first of all, is if you applied for the 500th video sweepstakes, there's the 37 people that commented and entered. So on the right side of the screen, you can see we have the random generator. So I will click the button, and the first three numbers that appear will be the winners. The first number that appears will be the $50 gift card, or $50 sent to you somehow. We'll figure it out. Second one will be the NFL season pass for FSi DFS. And then the third one will be a month VIP. So good luck to everybody. Thanks for entering. And 1, 2, 3, here we go. And it looks like the winners are Georgina for the $50, Brandon, or no, sorry, a little dyslexic, Matt N for 31 for the NFL package, and John N for the VIP. So I will note those, and I will get back to you today through your comments. So look for that sometime this afternoon, and we will figure out how to get you your prizes. So thank you for entering. So let's get to baseball. Get on the right screen here. Screen share to that. And here we go. Okay, so we have a 12-game slate today. It should have been the 13-game slate, but because Cleveland and Detroit were rained out yesterday, that game is off. So we'll just try to fly through this here as I get you on your way for Friday. Boston and New York. In New York, wind blowing out 14 miles per hour. Great hitting weather. Bello has been struggling recently. Yankees going with a bullpen game. Brito probably starting. So like both teams here, Yankees besides Judge are rather cheap. Boston hasn't been able to hit even in great situations. Yesterday, they finally came alive a little bit, but 14 mile per hour wind out. I think, definitely 150 max. Boston makes a great stack, even at GPP, and the Yankees I like as a fill in too. So not touching pitchers in either one here. Phillies and the Nationals. I think people will chase Lorenzen here at 9.2, which is a little pricey because he threw a no hitter against them last time out. But I think that, I don't think he's going to be able to go 18 straight against him. So some regression coming. Price is a little high. I think you can still play him, but I probably won't have a ton of shares of him on the slate. Adana on the other side has had some good starts recently. I think he's in the no interest, but I think if you're entering in 150 max, you can keep in the player pool. Phillies bats I like against Adon, and then the Nationals would definitely be the ultimate leverage stack after getting no hit. But I think recently they've put up some runs, especially I don't know if Stone Garrett will be in or not, but he's just been really solid recently. So I think he's one of my favorite one-offs if you're not taking a bunch of Nationals. Next up, we have San Francisco and the Braves. We have Alex Cobb and Strider. Cobb, it's a horrible matchup for him, so I have no interest. I just use in the fade list. Strider, we've seen probably 80% of the time him come out and be the most dominant pitcher in baseball. Occasionally struggle. Giants will definitely match up and throw 100,000 lefties at him. And so they're definitely a leverage stack also with Washington. Braves, I think, are still going to be a top stack here. So especially focus on the bottom of the lineup. They're very stackable there if you do wraparounds and don't try to get all the high price ones in there. But like Harris batting second really has helped make this stack a lot more affordable. Hopefully Albies is okay and back in the lineup soon, but with Harris there batting second, it just definitely helps you get more bats in. And in San Francisco, again, is if you want to do a contrarian stack, that's fine. Milwaukee and Texas, Woodruff against Heaney. Woodruff, it's a tough matchup against Texas. He's 10-9, which is expensive. I think this is a great GPP play, but he might be limited how far they let him go. If he starts to get beat up, then I think they're going to pull him. He's still dealing with shoulder soreness. Heaney, on the other hand, lefties against Milwaukee, absolutely love it. 7-7, great price tag. I think in the medium range, he's one of the best plays on the slate today, and a good candidate for SP2 or SP1 if you want to build some really expensive stacks. Bat-wise, Milwaukee against Heaney, don't really love it. I think they'd be in love run because I think Heaney will have some popularity to him. And then Texas is in 150 max because Woodruff is still decent of type of pitcher. Pittsburgh and Minnesota, Andre Jackson and Pablo Lopez. Andre Jackson is definitely in play here. He's gotten like in the teens and in DK points recently. He can get some strikeouts. Minnesota's a high strikeout team, 5.1. They could also absolutely destroy him, but the wind's blowing in here 14 miles per hour, so it definitely is going to help pitching. I think Jackson's going to be a very popular SP2 here if people are trying to play Strider and get some bats in. So definitely in play here. Pablo Lopez on the other side is a great pivot off of Strider. Pittsburgh, even though they've hit some teams recently with these young bats, I said they're all or nothing. They're swinging. They're not disciplined. So Lopez has been pretty good recently, and I think he definitely can get some Ks against them and have a good game. Pittsburgh bats, again, will be leverage against Lopez. And I think with the ownership of Jackson, Minnesota is good in the cheap, but it might also be a leverage play also. Seattle and Houston, probably a rematch of the playoffs last year. And I think this is definitely something that might be them jockeying for playoff position or even to get into the playoffs. We'll see how the season unfolds. So it's a great baseball matchup, but I don't know if I really want to play it for DFS purposes. Miller is no interest to me. Houston's really starting to put together again. France just doesn't have the K upside. Seattle, even though they do have some strikeouts in the lineup, can come alive and hit you. So I think I'm going to put Seattle in the 150 max category and Houston way down the GPP list. So just going to kind of cross this game off. If you're mass multi-entering, that's fine, but I don't think you need to play anything in the context of this slate. Mets and Cardinals, Joey Lucchesi is getting called back up after sucking and getting sent down. So it's a great spot for the Cardinals, especially righties, but they are all banged up. And I'll get to that in a second. Zach Thomas on the other side, I think, is really good against the Mets. He's a lefty, but the only real righties that you have to worry about are Alonso. I mean, he had a home run again yesterday. He's been pretty good. Lindor occasionally has power, and even Alvarez the catcher, but he's cooled off a little bit recently. So I think Thomas, if you're going cheap also and want to fade Jackson, who might be the chalk, is definitely going to be in play if you're looking for a cheap pitcher. But Lars Nootbaar is now on the IL. Gorman is on the IL. Edmund Calf has been in and out of the lineup with a calf injury. So they're expected potentially to call Mason Wynn up as a shortstop. And he has been hitting almost 300 in AAA. He's got 18 home runs, 17 steals, 61 RBIs, 91 run scores, and 445 at bats. So at AAA Memphis. So he's going to be 2K. He's facing a lefty, and shortstop sometimes hard to fill. So if he's in the lineup, I'm definitely interested in him. The Mets, again, I just take some of the right-handed power bats in a GPP, but not superly excited about them tonight. Coors Field, we have Kopech and Lambert. Both pitchers for me are fade, although we've seen White Sox lay eggs in great situations and Rockies be terrible at home. So YOLO, both these pitchers potentially. If you're multi-entering 1% ownership, maybe in one line or two lines, but I don't think I'm going to be playing them. Do like the bats here. Wind's blowing out 14 miles per hour. Anderson is finally serving a suspension. He got reduced from 6 games to 5 games, so he's starting that. So Elvis Andrus is going to be in, and I think they might pull up Sosa, and he will be probably going to be a 2K second baseman that you can throw into lineups also. So anybody in the White Sox, I love for cash here, and probably top stack, and Colorado potentially also is definitely cheap guys here to throw in there too. Rays and the Angels, Ramirez, not interested in. He's a good young pitcher, but not against this Los Angeles Angels team. Anderson on the other side, not super interested, even though the Rays are missing a couple bats here. I think they're still good. Rays, like, they've been kind of in a funk here. I mean, they could be okay, but I think it's a 150 max one for you. And then LA Angels, I think, take the lefties here. Moniak, Otani, uh, maybe mix in some of the other ones. I don't think I go full. I think you go full stack or maybe a mini stack if you're playing them with a 5-person stack. So Orioles go out to the Athletics. Kyle Gibson and Medina. Gibson's been solid here. I think in the mid-range, he's probably the top pitcher at 8-2, right with Heaney there against Oakland, and then Medina not touched. I don't trust him here. O's have a really good offense here. So O's top GPP team for me. Athletics, some cheap guys that you can mix in against Gibson if you want to. Diamondbacks and Padres, Fadaf against Lugo. Not really interested in Brandon here. Lugo, I think you can play against Arizona, but it's kind of risky. Even though they cooled off, they're starting to heat back up a little bit again. And I think this new lineup's starting to come together with some of the people that they've brought in during the trade deadline. So Arizona would probably be my second favorite stack here. And then San Diego, I think you can play them in cash against this young pitcher because they seem to be putting together recently also. Final game with the Marlins and the Dodgers, Alcantara and Goslin. Alcantara struggled recently, but he's starting to put it together. So I think in GPP, if you're paying up, he's okay. Goslin on the other side here, he doesn't really have K upside here. The Marlins have been pesky. So I really I don't think I'll be playing a ton of him. And bat-wise, I think Miami makes a cheap stack here. Like Areza, Soler, Jazz, Bell, I think Berger. I think you could take like any of the top 5 and make a decent stack out of them in a GPP. And then the Dodgers, like we usually like them anyways as a late night hammer, but I think they're more of a GPP play here. I'd prefer the Coors game, Baltimore, Atlanta, St. Louis, Philly, and probably San Diego over them. So let's look at some stacks and get you on your way for your day. So like I said here for Strider or Lopez for your SP1 here. Lopez gives you a little bit of savings, but I'm going to take Von Sosa if he gets called up and their second base is super cheap. You can make a full Rockies and White Sox stack here with a decent with one of the cheaper Jackson or Thomas as your SP2 or Heaney. There's enough value to make it work either way. But I'm pretty much going to stack Coors Field here with the wind blowing out with 2 really bad pitchers. For FanDuel, can get actually it's a little bit easier you can get like the bottom of the Braves stack in here with a one-off in the utility and still have like 2,400 to put a decent play in with a full White Sox stack here. Even if Sosa is in here, even with Elvis at second base, if Sosa's there, you have more money for utility one-off person. So I like that stack. For GPP, give me Heaney. I'll have to see if I go with a lower guy, but I'm going to take St. Louis here, and I'm either going to take the Yankees or Boston for it. So give me Goldsmith. I'll let you pick if you take Devers or Arenado there. Win if he's get called up 2K at shortstop, Judge and O'Neill. If you want to go better SP 2 here, then don't take Judge, take Stanton or take Bader or take somebody else in cheaper in the Yankees outfield. Or if you're going Boston, that works too. Miami, you can also throw in as the secondary stack. Same thing with FanDuel, Gibson or Heaney's from SP1. Give me Goldie, give me Story, give me Arenado or Devers. Play the other one in utility. Shortstop, if the win gets called up. If not, I think Edmonds fits in there if he's in the lineup. O'Neill, and then fill in with lefty outfielders. So that's what I got for you. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. Hit me up at MegaWar31 on Twitter. I will get out to you this afternoon for those who won the contest. So congratulations to you. And if you want more information on FSi DFS, you can go to the description of the video, and everything is in there to be able to get into our website and sign up. Preseason football is still free, and then there's still a nice discount on the season-long package for you. And if these videos help you continue to watch them, which helps us also. But if you want to go the extra mile and help us out even more, like the video, subscribe to our channel, and share with your friends. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a good weekend and good luck in your contests, and I'll see you next time.